There's a good chance this episode pisses off a lot of people. I honestly hope it does. This is the Redbay Foundation podcast, and if you're just here for my gaming content, Call of Duty, Warzone, etc., cool, but please give this episode the first 5 minutes, and if you don't like it after that, you can head on out. That's all I ask of you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Redbay Foundation podcast with your host, me, Sergeant Redbay, your tour guide on this journey that we call life. A little bit of a different introduction. Definitely a little bit of a different introduction. I have some stuff that I want to talk about the future of this channel, the future of gaming content, the future of my impact, and just some other thoughts that I have. I don't know how long this is going to be. I haven't scripted anything. I just keep having these thoughts and subjects that keep coming and going and mixing together. So I'm just going to speak from the heart to you, to anybody out there that's listening or that even cares. Let's start with this. We're just going to jump on into it. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you. If you're listening on Spotify, let's go. Let's start with this. I'm proud of the YouTube channel, Sergeant Redbay, what we've done with that, the gaming channel. I'm proud of it. We've reached over 10,000, about to hit 11,000 subscribers, which is something that less than 3% of YouTube channels will ever do. That's incredible. Lifetime, we've reached millions of views. We're around I think 5 million right now, 500,000 in the last month. And it's fun. It's fun. But gaming content in itself, let's just start with that, because a lot of people, that's how you found me. That's what a lot of people only care about. And we're going to dive into that. But gaming content in itself, honestly, I have a lot of people ask, even with a channel of my size, there hasn't been, I think there's 1 month I made over $500 on YouTube, which, first off, let's be humble. Making $1 off of gaming is insane. It's so cool. It's incredible, and I love it, and I'm thankful for anybody who's been a part of this journey. But with that in mind also, $500 a month is not enough to live off of. Most months are closer to the $100 to $200 range. When I say that's not enough to live off of, that's blatantly obvious. That's just not possible. When it comes to gaming content and finances, is there a way to do that and to do it well and full time and on a livable income? Yes. But most of that's reserved for the top echelon. It takes a lot, even with the stats I just gave you. Top 3% of YouTube channels ever in size. And I'm making $100 to $200 a month on average from YouTube. It's not viable, man. It's just not viable. So what does that mean for gaming? Well, yeah, that money's there, a couple $100. I've the last few years, I've been in business with gaming. Redbay Gaming, I have an actual business behind it, and every year is operated at a loss because I'm not in it for the money per se, but I've been operating in a sense that I am, if that makes any sort of sense. I have been operating at a loss because of equipment, graphics, design, editing, all of that. And most YouTube videos, like some shorts that go viral for me, between 20, 30,000 views, I've had a couple up to 100K plus, will make 20, 30 bucks. That is a very rare occurrence. If you've noticed recently on the gaming channel, I've pushed some daily videos for a little bit with Call of Duty. We're going to dive into Call of Duty and the state of that too. But those videos make like 8 to 12 cents because it's just not getting mass viewership. And we're going to talk about that and YouTube as well. Trust me, there's so much I want to dive into right now. So again, I'm just speaking from the heart here. But for me, I'm probably not going to be gaming much, and we're going to explain why. And you're like, Redbay, I've heard this before. You're going in circles. Kind of. And I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable too about me, my life, my purpose, my health, because I owe an explanation to the people that have supported me and that I care about, because we do have a small, wholesome community here with Sergeant Redbay, with the Redbay Foundation, with all of that. And you guys have been hearing me for quite some time say, man, just wait and see what I'm working on. Just wait and see what I'm cooking up. And I promise there is stuff cooking up. Again, if you're just a gamer, I know I've been on for 5 minutes here. If none of this interests you and all you care about is watching Call of Duty, this might not be the best place for you. I'm just going to cut to the chase. I'll be gaming occasionally moving forward, but you know, if it's not for you, that's fine. That's fine. I would implore you, if you're interested in bettering yourself and doing more than just gaming, check out the other channel linked on this YouTube page here, my personal channel, the Redbay Foundation, where we're going to be bettering ourselves. And gaming can be a part of that. Yes, it can. But with all of the exterior variables, the constant push of content, and again, variables that are just trying to hijack your attention, hijack your dopamine response, we need to stay calibrated. And again, let's dive into it a little bit further, but trying to summarize one thought before jumping into the next. Again, I'm not scripting anything. I'm just speaking from the heart. Gaming content with the YouTube channel, that channel will exist. I'm not going to be streaming every day. I'm not going to be uploading daily videos. And largely because I don't enjoy it like I used to. That's due to the state of the game. That's due to the state of YouTube and content creation in itself in the gaming category. And what I've noticed recently, the only time that I am enjoying gaming, 2 times. One is when I'm vibing, laughing with friends. Okay. So you probably noticed I haven't had a lot of like solo streams and things like that. And the other time is when you and I, the viewer, and me, the gamer, the streamer, the insert placeholder name, when we are having a good time. You know, it's very similar to me and my buddy Bino or Papa Lane or whoever, and we're gaming and we're laughing and we're having a good time. You know, people that I actually know in real life, my friends, my gaming buddies, or Jinx, Jay Slays. You know, he and I are one of the only 2 left in the circle that are kind of regularly playing Call of Duty. And again, we're gonna dive into the state of COD, and I love that. I love gaming with him, with my friends, etc. But I also love enjoying connecting with you guys. Now, here's the thing. I can enjoy those connections not exclusively through gaming. So doing things in real life with these friends. What about you and I? You on the other side of this camera, watching on your screen, on your phone, on your laptop, whatever, your tablet. Well, that's where the other channel that's linked on this video comes in, the Redbay Foundation. Is if there's not regular gaming content, I want to be sharing my life and bringing you on the journey of some incredible stuff that we truly, by we, I mean me, are in the very early stages of development. It's going to be incredible and it's going to be fun. Why am I doing that? Why am I wanting to share my life and film and bring you on that journey and have that shared experience with you through YouTube video streams, whatever it is? Well, the next big point I want to dive into is what impact am I having on my environment? And gaming is there, but there's a lot more that I can provide in the position I am in my life, the skills I've been given by God or whatever you believe in, and desires that I personally have. There are ways that I can impact your life that I personally believe are a little bit more meaningful than a fun, entertaining gaming session, right? And I find a lot of value in that. Again, I'm not really dissing gaming. I just think there's more value that I can bring elsewhere to your life, genuinely. Because gaming is fun, it will be fun, and again, we're not leaving gaming. It'll always be there. I've said that before in these types of messages that I've tried to portray. but I'm going to be focusing my attention a little bit elsewhere too. Again, the third time I've plugged it. I think this is the third time. The Redbay Foundation YouTube channel. Follow that because there's big stuff coming. I want to be more of show you, not tell you. So I'm not going to dive into hugely what's coming next, but it is non-gaming content. It'll be on that YouTube channel and it will be a lot of fun. And I'm going to be very, I've been excited for years to do this, and I would really like to see some of you as part of that journey. I think it'll be a little bit more valuable to you than us staying addicted to the dopamine cycle of the gaming in 2025, moving into 2026. We can be better than that. And we'll dive into that in a minute though. But that's the big why behind everything. What impact am I having on the world around me? What impact am I having on your life? And I hope it's a positive one. I say it all the time. If I can make your day 1% better, then that's what's up. Then that's what's up. A little bit related to that, kind of shifting gears, but the state of YouTube. We need to talk about that. And we're going to right now. The state of YouTube, the state of social media, the state of the impact that has on your life, all of that. I'm a little uneasy moving forward in general with technology, social media, AI, in our society, and how all of this is kind of intertwined. There's a lot of information out there. You guys have probably already seen it. We're already subject to it. The implementation of AI in everything that we do, in everything we consume. Most of the videos content that you are exposed to is in large part entirely AI, but almost all of it is influenced by AI in some capacity, or edited or polished by AI, or scripted by AI. And YouTube is no exception. YouTube is shifting heavily. The creator tools they're pushing out, a lot of AI tools. And here's why. YouTube is not going to push what you or I may call the most valuable content to us. Social media in general, especially YouTube, is going to push what is going to get views, what is going to keep your attention. And AI content can be mass produced and pushed. It's just the nature of the game. So that's what a lot of people are turning towards. When I upload videos on my channel, there are now features that pop up. Hey, hit this and we'll remix it with AI and make what you're talking about into a song. And then you can just hit upload. Like, and some of that stuff can be fun, of course, but it's just, where is authentic human to human connection in this equation? And it's leaving, and it is flaking. And I said this a year ago. I said, we as the human species naturally crave that. We are social beings, and we are going to be craving it more and more as this AI overtake continues to infiltrate your life subtly. Even if you don't want it to, it's creeping in. And that's how we end up accepting it, because it's easy, it's convenient, it sneaks in on us, right? So I'm not happy with the way YouTube's moving. I'm not surprised. I'm not upset, but it's just the nature of where things are going. Okay. So what do we do with that? What do we do with that? Well, I'm going to try to continue to push authentic content. I'm going to try to push content that's valuable. But ultimately, I've woken up a little bit to all of this. I've noticed how this has crept into my life. The social media, the short form content, the AI conveniences. That's how they sell it to you. It's convenient. It's easy. It's better. It's cheaper. Oh, just use that feature. Oh, just do this. Just do that. AI, right? It's inevitable. That's the way our society is going. And I've been a little bit upset with myself, to be honest. Why do I say that? Well, a lot of you listening to this know me personally. Some of you have known me for years or a lot of my life. And some of you have only known me the last couple of years through online and through gaming, and that's fine. But for anybody that truly knows me, ever since a young age, I've done stuff myself. I've done it to the best of my ability, and I've kicked ass with it, to be honest. I try to be humble, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm worth and I know what I'm capable of. So let's put it this way. An example I can give you is the most productive chapter of my life was in my early 20s. I was active duty in the military, and I, on my own accord, was setting my alarm for 3:30 in the morning, which means, yes, my bedtime was like 7:30 p.m. And it was the most productive time of my life. No, I didn't have a sergeant or officer screaming over me, forcing me to lay down and get off my phone at 7:30 p.m. No, it was just a self-accountability aspect. And because that's how a little bit of the environment I was in. Yes, you're a product of your environment, absolutely. But how I chose to handle that, because my roommates didn't do that. Most people in my unit didn't do that. But it was the most successful, productive chapter of my life because of the self-discipline, the self-accountability, and removing the distractions. Okay, that's what I'm going to implore you to do in some degree in your life. I just yesterday wiped all social media off of my cell phone. I still have all my social media. I still have the Sergeant Redbay YouTube. I still have all my accounts, but it's not on my phone. That's on my person, right? That's constantly sucking my attention, my dopamine response, my capacity. This is the biggest distraction in your life, and get rid of it as much as you can, please. It is a great tool. Utilize it. That's why I didn't just straight up cancel my phone and throw it away, because it is a tool that will make you more successful in many ways. To be able to contact and reach out and constantly, very easily, immediately look up information you need to make better decisions. Yes, but more often than not, it's the buzz, the beep in your pocket. Oh, here's a Snapchat. Oh, this person went live. Oh, uploaded the video. Oh, and then you start swiping. Oh, that's funny. And then you're just swiping and you're swiping. It's hijacking your capacity as a human being. And it's the comfortable, easy thing. So I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at me for doing that. But again, what I'm getting at with all this is I've woken up recently to all that. And I've known that this whole time. You've known this whole time. But we sit in denial of it, because doing that is the easier path of least resistance, the more comfortable path. And reflecting on myself recently, I've just seen more of that in my life, of what I'm doing with my capacity and time and impact to your life. And all of that compared to in my early 20s, when I didn't care about that. That wasn't sucking up my attention. And I was getting up at 3:30 in the morning to go to voluntary martial arts training with some of the boys, and then unit PT. And I was just getting after it all day long. And it was exciting. It was productive. It was purposeful, right? And I've been upset with myself recently. So that's why we're drifting a little bit more away from gaming. We're going to dive into Call of Duty here into a minute and the state of that. But social media is off my phone. It's off my phone. I can email, I can text, I can call, a couple other things, right? And that's it. Notifications are off. The only notification that comes through is if you call me on my phone, right? And that's how it should be. We need to prioritize our sleep, get off your phone, quit doom scrolling. You know all of this, right? So I'm going to be working on the projects I'm passionate about. Why did this all happen? Why am I upset with myself? Why did that creep in? Well, because rewind to my early 20s, I worked so hard to get to the point that I am today. And I'm no millionaire. I'm no whatever you want to say, right? I'm a guy who I don't live paycheck to paycheck, but I work for what I have. And sure, I have some comforts, but that's a result of my hard work. And it's very easy to let, like lifestyle creep or the hijack of everything we just talked about to start taking in. And when you start enjoying the fruits of your labor, instead of continuing to push on, oh, look at this route over here. This is easier. This is a little bit more comfortable. This is exciting, instead of doing the things you need to do, right? For your long-term success. And so what changed in me in the last few years? Well, nothing changed per se, but when you have all of these outside influences coming in that are just encouraging you, hey, go down this easier route, it's very easy to start trickling down that path. So you're constantly not only having to fight your natural intuition of not taking the path of least resistance, not sleeping in and laying on that comfortable warm pillow when you need to get up and probably go for a run or stretch, rehab, work out, go to work, whatever. Do the easy thing. And you're not only having to fight your own intuition, like I was saying, but now all these exterior influences that just want to push you down that rabbit hole. And you can live that path. And in some ways I have, as I've just self-assessed and expressed to you, and still be successful. And that's kind of what I've done. I've continued to be successful and follow discipline and long-term goals, but kind of taking this easy route with it and not really reaching my potential. And I'm not happy with that. I'm just not. I want to be my best. I want to give my best, and I want to have not only do I want to be my best, that's a good thing to say. Maybe it sounds selfish, and it would be selfish if that was the only thing I cared about, but I want to be my best, and every ounce of energy and capacity I have in that pursuit is to better the world around me, including your life. So how do you do that? Well, if I want to do that to the best of my ability, this path of sucking you into laziness and complacency can't be a part of that equation. It just cannot. It just cannot. So you must have balance. You must, if working hard and pushing those limits, you must be able to oil the gears in order to keep the machine running well, right? So work hard, play hard. And I've always believed in that, but always haven't lived by it the way I should have. And the best thing I can do is to be honest about that, right? And it's not, that's not bad. It's not like, somebody did, it's nothing illegal or unethical or, anything like that. It's just me not being comfortable not being my best. Does that make any sort of sense? That was a soup sandwich, right? This is me trying to have an open conversation, be self-accountable, and again, be my best and give the biggest impact. So, where do we go off of that? Wow. We're going to continue to game when it fits in, okay? We're going to game for the two reasons I enjoy it, which again are enjoying time with my friends and having that gaming experience with my friends and gaming buddies, and enjoying the experience with the community and us laughing and going on that journey together. But if that's my primary pursuit, gaming, I'm not happy with myself. If that makes any sort of sense. I think it does. I think I just explained why. But if I do that, I'm just not happy with myself because I know I'm leaving on the table capacity that I could be having a bigger impact. And I think you're going to see and experience that on the Redbay Foundation YouTube channel. I really think you are. So what to expect content-wise moving forward. Well, YouTube is going to remain the main platform. I still think it's the best for what I want to do. You're going to see a lot more non-gaming content on the Redbay Foundation YouTube channel. You'll occasionally see gaming content on the Sergeant Redbay, the main gaming channel. If and when we stream, yes, it'll still multi over to Kick and all that fun jazz. But I'm going to be following some big projects in my personal life, sharing a lot of that with you on the Foundation channel. And it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I'm very excited. Like, I'm excited about that, to be grinding fitness and these other things I'm working on. Again, I don't want to talk about it. I want you to see it. So as it happens, you're going to see it on the Foundation channel. It's also first link in the description. If you don't know what I'm talking about, follow it. It's free. And hopefully it gives you valuable, authentic connection and betters your life, right? So that's what you're going to see moving forward out of me. Because again, if I game regularly and push that as my primary pillar, I'm leaving my own capacity on the table, and I'm just not happy with myself inside. Is it possible for me to do that? You know, of course. I've been doing it in part for quite some time. I've been pushing gaming content pretty primarily, and sometimes daily, sometimes 8-12 hours of effort a day between streaming, editing, all of that. And there's been some success with it. Sure. If you put enough time and effort into bettering yourself in any path, you're going to get there. But again, there's going to be more value elsewhere. So the other variable is the state of gaming. Let's dive into that. The state of gaming, Call of Duty, which is the main game I've gamed on the platform, obviously. Black Ops 7, the new Call of Duty, just came out last month. It's fun. The game feels good. There's some aiming changes. I'm not nearly as good in the competitive aspect in that game as I used to be. I'm not too happy with some of the aiming changes, the aim assist specifically, and it just doesn't capture me the way it used to. So I'm definitely not grinding competitively. But Call of Duty, I'm not the only one that feels similarly. Maybe not specifically the aiming changes and all of that, but Call of Duty itself has lost half of its player base in recent weeks, last couple months, whatever it is. And it's just in a very interesting state. And so, again, trying to put all this full picture, you combine that information and my relationship to the game itself, which is the vehicle we've connected with on many ways. Combine that with not enjoying it as much and that it's just different. Combine that with me waking up personally to taking the easier route in some ways, and I'm just not enjoying it like I once did. So when you combine that with me just always knowing that I truly know I can impact your life and more lives on a bigger stage outside of gaming, what do you expect out of me? Right? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you value, and if any of this intrigues you. I would love to know in the comments of this, whether you're listening on Spotify or on YouTube or in my Discord server. I don't know what else to tell you, but just with the platform I'm in and the things I want to do, again, you're going to see very, very soon as we move into 2026 what I'm talking about, and I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. So we have the YouTube, the other platforms for streaming, sure. I have a Discord server. I chit-chat in there with whoever wants to chit-chat in there. X, formerly Twitter. You can DM me on there if you have any ideas. I would love to do more podcasting with guests in person and record that and put it up here and push all that content. There's some traveling and business plans and all sorts of content I could build off of that's going to better your life. I truly, truly believe that. And that's what gets me excited. right? That builds more purpose, that builds more value. And I'm excited, man. So follow on all of those platforms if you're interested. We have a website, sergeantredbay.com. Right now, it's just a merch website, but custom design merch. You can see the hoodie here if you're watching, Sergeant Redbay with the YouTube logo. I really love this stuff. I have another design that's based off of my old Marine Corps military unit. Very, very similar. It's very cool. Go check that out on the website. That's a great way to support and get something in your hands. But at the end of the day, the best way for us to grow and continue this mission is you sharing this channel, this video, this podcast with any and everybody you can. That's the best way for any sort of business channel to grow, is by word of mouth, you sharing it. So I don't know. Let's wrap it up. It's been half an hour. I want to make this somewhat consumable for most people. Let me know the kind of content you want to see. Let me know if that made any sort of sense, that half-hour ramble. I'm thankful for you for being a part of this journey. We've had a lot of long-term supporters. I'm sure there'll be a gaming stream soon. Again, I'm not going to wake up and focus on gaming all day. I'm going to wake up and do everything that I should be doing, as that's what you should do. And there's going to be days where I'm swamped. There's going to be days where there's lulls, and possibly in those valleys where I'm not as busy, or I'm caught up, or whatever the case is. There will be opportunity to game, stream, make videos with the gaming content, so on and so forth. Look out for that. But that's the name of the game. I'm pretty excited. And I hope you are too. Again, I'll wrap it up there. My name is Sergeant Redbay. This is the Redbay Foundation podcast. This is the very early stages of the podcast. I hope in time, in 6 months, a year, 5 years, that you can click back on this video and look at the original production studio down here before everything was pushed out with, the Foundation channel, and hopefully we're in a big podcast studio that I've custom designed, and you're clicking back on this video and smiling at this moment that we've had together. So for those of you that have been a part of this journey, even if it's if this is your first video, or if you've been here for the last couple of years supporting, you know who you guys are. Thank you. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we will see you guys again very soon. Peace out.